Hello, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise. Welcome if you're a new member too. Thank you so much. Or I'm sorry, member or subscriber. I have both. So yeah, very very happy about that. Thank you. So anyway, I have a great question here from Annette Pora. She wants to know if Republicans are trying to create a civil war. They and their dark money backers have such a lust for power and will do anything to get it. Yeah, they refuse to pass a border security bill. They're sending vigilantes in the form of truckers to the border to create trouble. Yes, I read on that already though. They're supporting a traitor who stole top secret. Yeah. Top secret information, created a coup, tried to overthrow an election, has 91 felonies pending, 4 criminal trials pending. Yeah, I know. So anyway, let me just bring you over my table and we'll see how this is going to go. Hold on. Okay, so for this one I decided to use the deck of character, and if you like it, you can order it there at the deckofcharacter.com. And the reason I'm using it is because it's organized into 3 categories. We have the players, the characters, the tools they use, and the places they'll most likely wind up. So just focusing in on the Republicans, on the GOP. And I think I can fit 5 or 7 across, so I'll just do it this way. I'm thinking that, there's got to be a few good ones in there, so I'm going to give them every chance they have. But let's see if maybe they're fighting with each other. What's going on there? So are they unanimously trying to create a civil war? What is the truth? Right there. Right out of the gate, we've got the demon. So there's some pretty dark energy there. The dragon. This would be Trump. He's the vulnerable naked man. I always that's his card in this deck for me. And I know people say he doesn't drink, but I've always thought he does. So there's more clues as to who this guy is. Then again, I know that's supposed to be a beer can or a bottle of some type, but it kind of looks like the MAGA thumbs up. We can go with just the images too. Oh, that's interesting. We have the ghost, fairy, and the poet. Ha ha! You guys, this top line looks to me like they're going to end up ghosting him and then act like they're all innocent and write some of their own bills. Let me just keep going. So with the tools, and I did shuffle already, but I'm going to settle in a little more. What tools are the demonic ones going to use? And then we'll see, will it work? Will their tools actually work? Okay, what tools are they going to use? What can we expect from the GOP over the next 9 months through the election in regards to creating a civil war or not? Right there. Yeah, crystal meth. They're on crystal meth. Oh, the crystal in their compass doesn't work right. Oh, that's interesting. You have to look into the mirror. The cauldron that's just full of shit. A lot of hot... stewing in some hot shit, blowing smoke. And then they're going to have to look further into that mirror. Okay, so let's see. Where is it going to lead them? That's quite a little story going on there. It's like, do they really want to get in alignment and have to look themselves into the mirror later when they've been kissing some ass. Where are they going to wind up? Where's the GOP going to wind up after the election? 2024. Well, gazing up at the sky with their lunatic friends. Okay, the wrestling ring. Some of them are going to try and take off. Travel. In a van down by the river. This is Trump. Yeah. Ooh, in the diagonal going up from this plane, it's like he's a bunch of hot air. He's just, remember you guys, I've always called him this like bloviating bag of hot air. Every time I looked at his astrology chart, it's nothing but fire and air. It's very little water. And does he even have any earth? Yeah, I think he's got something. I think he has Jupiter and Taurus, maybe. I forget. Who cares? The dragon, the people who get behind the dragon are going to have to look into the mirror, but the dragon himself is going to see what's up, and he's going to want to take off. But I think he's just going to be like maybe throwing shit up against the walls as he's like locked up somewhere. Maybe. Yeah, they're going to wind up as a sunken ship that kind of is going down with the Inferno. Okay, so now what's interesting to see, we didn't get the blood, the door, tears, camouflage. We don't have that. Punch. I mean, all these other there's a lot of other. I mean, yeah, some of these images I have to be careful with, but we don't have the war card. It didn't come through. So I can't say that they're really planning it. And then as far as the places go, it could have even gotten much worse with a whole, yeah. And there's a dumpster car. Here it is right there. So let's dissect this a little further, because these cards aren't so bad. There's some of them. So what this tells me, in summary, I'm thinking, or in the short story, would be that there aren't enough of them that will get behind Trump, and they really probably are having a hard time with him already. So we're hearing from the few, like the, what is it, the something, oh, the Freedom Caucus. Yeah, sure, freedom. So Jim Jordan, a little winky micro Mike Johnson, who are the other ones? What's her name? Monistat Trader. Oh, God, I have to be careful what I say. Marjorie Trader Green. Then the other little hoe bag that likes to, go to town at a children's play or whatever that was. I can't remember where she was. And then vape and do all that stuff inside the... Oh, that's right. It was at a Beetlejuice, either a play or something. I think it was a play. And then gave everybody the birds as she's leaving. She's trying to pull her dress up to keep her boobage in, and then double birds everybody. He's like, fuck all y'all, and she's out of there. It was hilarious. Oh, Hobart. Yeah, so the crazies, the major crazies, the ones that would get behind Trump and try to protect him. And then, of course, we have, Hazmat Matt Gaetz in there with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think they were best friends, but who knows if they still are. Anyway, long story there. Squirrel, detour. Here we are with the GOP. Like I said, they're demonically attached to this bloviating bag of hot air. This is Trump. He's going down. This may be him falling on his face at some point and vomiting for some reason or another. We never know, right? I mean, in hindsight, we'll just have to wait and see. So that's kind of opening up the reading. The Four Corners are telling me that there's not a lot of power behind this demonic energy. And the crystal card may even be breaking it up if I were to, allow that whole column. Over here, and these cards mirroring each other, the demonic, the dark energy that's really blind, that can't see. It's just, just put the devil card right here because that's what it is. And these bills that they're writing up, and these fake impeachments that are never going to work, on Biden and Mayorkas and all, they're not doing anything for the people, for their party. And they're starting to, I'm noticing a little infighting going on already, even with the border issue that's happening. So this has to do with the bills that they're trying to write, I'm sure. They're going to go up in flames. This is not, you know what I mean? Like a sunken ship and an inferno. So what? Does the ship itself light it? I mean, does the ship go down in flames to the bottom of the ocean? The naked man is definitely headed towards some river and trying to get out of here, but that's enough for another reading, which I think I've done before a few times, I forget. I have a Trump playlist, so you can always just go there. I can't remember if I gave him a Trump 2024 playlist or not, but some of the old ones are finally coming true, especially the ones I did last year. Well, actually, they all were. I saw him getting COVID. Those cards came through about 3 or 4 days before he did get COVID. Okay. If we go with the center 9 cards here, the actual tools that because remember, this row up here are the characters, this row is the tools, and then we have the places. Here, actually, let's do this. Hold on. That'll help you remember. In case you want to screenshot it and then put your comments in, because you guys are so good. I was just cracking up and so amazed, but at the extra information you guys got, a lot of you got from those 2 readings yesterday. So when we're using this simple symbology, it's not hard. It's we're all intuitive. And if you sit and stare at something long enough, you might even see something that I have not. Okay? Because I'm trying to keep these readings shorter. So anyway, what we're dealing with here in the center of the reading, the heart of the reading, they're using just whatever they can put into the steaming, into the soup. They're trying to make a stew. They're trying to make soup. Well, they're just throwing shit in there, right? And at some point, they're going to have to see what's in there. And it's all just Trump. And the fact that he's going down, at some point, he's going to be like a ghost to them, because he doesn't, on one level, when it comes to the GOP, you would think, although evil is stupid, but you would think they could do the math and figure out that he will never stand behind any of them. He'll turn on them in a heartbeat if they're not doing what he wants for them. And then on top of that, we have the fact that he's nuts. He's lost his mind. His cognitive issues are getting worse and worse and worse. And you never know what's going to fly out of his mouth, which could literally sink them. Remember, this bottom row is the places that they're gonna wind up. So at the heart of it, they're wrestling already with, what do we do? Do we, ghost this guy? Do we move on? He's just, flying all over the place. Who knows what he's on when he's going all over the place? And the river is flowing towards what? Towards just a lot more bloviating bag of hot air, and just a lot of smoke, and literally smoke and mirrors we've got going on here. And meanwhile, everything's coming out on the news all the time for everyone to examine as well. And they are starting to examine him. So that's interesting. Yeah, so I think what I should do is focus. Well, let's see. Hold on. This has kind of drawn my attention. Yeah, it's if Trump is their compass, they're not even going to get off the ground. Is the thing. They're landing down here, just laying out. Not really. There's no power here, right? With this diagonal here, and then especially these two cards knighting together, and the moon knighting up to the demon, we're dealing with, the devil that's nuts, his Trump, and the lunacy right up to this knight's to Trump's card. He's full of shit, and they're having to wrestle. The place that they're going to land is just constantly in a wrestling ring with him and his shit, and wanting to get away because they've hitched their wagon. He's their northern star or whatever, and it's just nuts. And this is him snorting all the time. This is him snorting. There's not a substance abuse card in here, but we have the drunken sailor, so let's just apply these cards together. They're following a man with probably dual or triple substance abuse issues, who is also a born psychopath, which is way, way worse than a narcissist, and way worse than a malignant narcissist, and way worse than a sociopath. So they're going to have to put that in their pipe and smoke it, and it's just going to be like a blob of shit, and they don't. I think I should stop cussing. God. Okay, so wrestling with the poop. This is his drugs, I'm positive, because these are connected here. The devil with addictions, right? He's addicted. These cards knighting together. This is him and his Adderall addiction, and probably cocaine when maybe he really needs a quick bump or something. I don't know. And they're dealing with all of that. So there's a war going on within their own party, I suppose, but it's not nearly as bad as, we didn't get the war card. There's no way, I don't think. I'm not saying that they would be successful if they even if there are a few of them trying to start a civil war, but I don't even have any cards to indicate that there are. Now, Trump himself, I would not put that past him. Now, I'm sure that's why his card came through up here. But it's not going to, it won't work, right? Because here's his right here. And if I go with just this 9 box here, he's like this fire-breathing dragon, but then he falls down all the time because he's not doing well. And this diagonal here would tell me the same thing too. Like his compass has him in a meadow, laid out, needing to rest. I doubt that he would ever look into the mirror, but this was focused in on the Republican Party, so this, I don't think it really is about him. But again, they're going to be wrestling with, oh crap, what's going on, because they will be literally witnessing it, having to look deeper through this subterfuge and the obfuscation. But what's going to, here's the, I think the clincher, and I'll just close this up. His lunacy, his psychopathology, his mental illness, his Alzheimer's, is going to be what sinks the whole thing. I just don't see that he would make it too far, if he even makes it all beyond the election. Lisa got in a live stream not too long ago that she saw him going down in April of this year, April 12th. So we'll see if that happens. I didn't get the Grim Reaper card. You know what I could do? Why not while I'm here? Let's reshuffle and check in, and let's make this just about Mr. Flump. Okay? Like, why not? Okay. Hold on. Actually, let me just do it this way. These cards are pretty thin, so you can kind of manipulate them. And another way you can use them, too, is just to mix them all together. But I think I'll just do a 9 box, and let's see where he winds up. Let's see what's going on with him. What character defects are floating the show here? How's he going to do with this election? Considering, you know, he has that 91 felony counts against him, and there could be some more unsealed indictments that Jack Smith could bring forward. I have a feeling. Okay, Trump, right there. He is quite the weirdo, isn't he? And he thinks he's the master, but then look, this card came through again. Okay. Oops, they're a little slippery. Okay, so now with the tools, so we know we know the tools he uses, but he's a tool for the dark forces, so let's see where that's going to get him. Remember, this is where he's headed, how it's going to be for him. Between now through the election, maybe a little after, or maybe sooner. Let's see. People are going to be flipping. They don't like the uncertainty and the smoke and mirrors going on. For him, he's going to wind up with a broken heart. Ooh, I have to be careful with these cards. Well, oh my goodness, they all lined up together. Wow. Maybe I should lay out some of the other ones. Since I'm here, I might as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is him. The characters, let's do this. Again, and then there he is. No matter how well I shuffle, it's like those two cards just want to stick together. Okay. All right, and then the places. So just looking at these are all the tools he's going to use and things that are going to be happening to him. But then again, too, this could be him. But my focus was more on what's going to happen to him. The flippage card, we know this would be people flipping on him. And with the broken heart, of course, can he feel? No, he's gonna be really mad, and he's gonna probably feel like using something like that. But I don't think he's gonna do anything, because he's just gonna sit back, probably. I don't know. Some of these cards I just don't even want to say anything about. Where's he going to wind up? We can see the characters around him and he himself. Where's he going to wind up? Right there. Wanting to get away because he's sinking. Well, that's interesting. Wanting to resurrect himself somewhere far away, or he can't get through that tunnel. Wanting to, well, this could be the GOP house under construction. He's going to wind up in the dumpster. You know what, you guys? I mean, I don't have, where's the Grim Reaper would be in the characters. I don't have that. So I don't think anybody's going to try and take him out. I do think that this is how he's feeling about himself, and because he's not right in the head, But be careful with your comments, okay, with these. And worst case scenario, I'll get in a little trouble, but I'm not wishing any violence at all. But these cards here, on a personal level, as to where a person, a place that a person lands or winds up, this is like traveling overseas, and maybe something happens and a person literally doesn't make it. I mean, because why do we end up with a womb, like reincarnating? And the darker a soul is, the faster they come right back in, because they need to reincarnate into the same era as to the people they perpetrated upon. Is that the way to say that? So that there can be some bit of justice. That's just the way the universe works. Or saved for, no, that it doesn't work. Not when you're dark. When you're dark, you come right back in. I know that's not, I can't prove it, but I feel it. You come right back in. So this makes me wonder about this here. He's done all this to himself, and the GOP will have to, especially the House, will have to go back under and redo themselves, resurrect themselves. They're going to go through a dark tunnel. But although I was mostly focused on him, but we do have the devotee card here. So, well, maybe it's just him that wants everyone to be devoted to him, wants to seduce everyone. That's part of his demonic undertone. You hear it in his voice, that, and that same kind of voice that Ivanka uses. So it's that, kind of Marilyn Monroe, but I would never want to say anything bad about her, but that whispery kind of, and then every once in a while he'll yell and be mad, but, So this is what he's going to be doing. He's going to be the crazy red hat weirdo out there just trying to master his followers, his MAGAs, but he's not doing well. He's got balance problems, is what I'm getting on a health level. Balance problems. He might flip over himself. And then later on act like it wasn't anything, just like he did with the nosebleed on his hands, the blood on his hands. And here we have the blood on his hands again. More nosebleeds, because remember we had that crystal card over here. And the tools that he uses is to flip everything back out, create smoke and mirrors. And he doesn't mind breaking hearts. He doesn't care about how anyone else feels. He himself has a lot of, uses violent language, and he doesn't mind putting this stuff out there to his people. Remember, Proud Boys stand back and stand by, but nobody's going to do anything, and he's not going to be able to do anything. And maybe all this is, maybe the womb really literally could just be his mind going back in time to where maybe this is where his deepest wounding is, and it's pre-verbal, and the part of his Alzheimer's. But that's not going to stop him for a while. He's going to be, out on the road, talking his trash, and he's not going to make it through that tunnel, I don't think. And neither will the GOP. They're going to have to regroup. So, okay, I'm just going to get this uploaded. I'm not seeing anything else. If you guys see anything else, go ahead, drop it in the comments, of course. Okay, bye.